Hello, this is Nick995. For this video, I'm going to be doing a little rant on Facebook Marketplace. And this is like a rant part 2 because about a year ago I did a Marketplace part 1 rant. That was around the time when I had around 25 subscribers. So this is going to be part 2. I can't remember how many views I got in that video. So for this one, please, share the video, share to a friend, like the video. Please, press the subscribe button mark down here. So if you're new, if you like the content, I usually do video game content. So video game where I talk about games in my collection and I compare them between. So anyways, for this one now I'm going to be looking at different. Now I'm going to be ranting about like certain things about Facebook Marketplace and what I hate about it. Now don't get me wrong, it's a very good thing for, let's say, if you want to if you want to buy a certain game or a piece of clothes or a car part or whatever, you might find that item for a good deal which you couldn't find elsewhere, or like it might be something like that super rare. Like I love to collect comic books and all that, and sometimes some of the older, they do reprints like of these comic books, and then these reprints, they're very hard to find like in the retail. So sometimes like I go on here or Kijiji, then you can find those reprints here. Sometimes somebody will sell it. Now, like with the marketplace, you're obviously dealing with, like all sorts of people, unreliable people, people that are slow to answer, people that never, reply. You got time wasters, scammers, all that. Same thing too with anything. It could be eBay, Kijiji. But like with this though, like what's very annoying is, let's say, no, it's a thing where it's a lot easier to sell than, no, it's a lot easier to buy than it is to sell. It's a lot easier to buy something off somebody. But like with this year, no, it's more like the main problem with it is, like, let's say if you want to sell something and then somebody will say, okay, I'm interested like in your item or whatever, and the buyer asks you, and then you say, okay, all right, how can I get the product to you? Can we meet up? Can we can I ship it to you or so? And then they never reply. So you got time wasters. They never reply. They leave you there like in the dark. You don't know. And sometimes like you really want to sell something, you really want to make a little side money, but they never reply. So as a result, you don't make any money from that. So, but the best thing like to do is to say, in the description, is to say first come first serve. Like whosoever like is the first person to reply back gets it. You know. So yeah, but yeah, you got people that never reply, and then you ask them like some sort of question or so. Like you'll say, does this a location work for a meetup, or like we meet somewhere else? Does this time work? And then they never reply, and then like you have to wonder, like if you're interested in buying something, like get back to somebody as soon as possible. No, no delays. Like all it takes is just 10 seconds to get back to that person. Come on. So yeah, there's lots of that time wasters. And then another thing too is the ones where they'll plan to meet up with you, but they don't show up. They don't show up. So I remember a couple of weeks ago when I was supposed to sell somebody this one book, right? The book wasn't really, no, it was an older comic book, right? But the guy said, okay, I'm gonna be here an hour late, right? So that seemed kind of fishy, because me coming there, he's telling me day of last minute that he's gonna be 1 hour late. So I waited that hour, and he still didn't show up. So I left, right? Because I wasted my time. It's a waste of time and all that. So they set up a stipulation where it's like, oh, you gotta leave this at the mall. You'll have to leave this near, if you can't meet up, then you could leave the book at the concession stand or whatever, and then they'll hold it for him. I said, no way in hell, because how do I know I'm gonna get my money? So, they'll say, like dishonest people where they don't want to, they don't want to meet you in person. They gotta set up a stipulation where it's like, leave it here, leave it here. And it's like, no way, no way. And you have, you as a seller, you have the right to say no way in hell because you're the one selling it and you're not sure if you're gonna get the money. And with him, it was planned to be e-transfer. So yeah, another thing too is indecisive people. It goes back to time wasters in that they're not sure if they'll email you. No, they'll text you and then they'll say, I'm interested, and then they'll come back a day later and say, oh, I'm not sure if I want this. I'm not sure if I want this. I'm gonna change my mind. But that's worse. Like when you don't hear from them for another 5 days, and then they change your mind. So they have you wondering. Now, obviously, it's something where accountability. There's no sense of accountability in that. Like if somebody like scams you or whatever, there's no like there's no proper review system. Like you only review someone based on categories like response rate and pricing fair. But uh, as far as I know, there's no accountability system where like if someone scams you, then Facebook won't hold them accountable, or like there's no 1 star rating, and there needs to be like a 1 star rating, like a star rating system where you can write and then like on Amazon, like if you buy a product and the product doesn't come in good a condition, you get to leave like a 1 star or a 2 star review, 2 out of 5. So for this, there could be something like that where you put your review and then you say leave 1 star and say, oh, so and so person is not trustworthy, don't do business, and also there needs to be not there needs to be a more accountable system, where like it actually holds the time wasters and scammers accountable. So like other people will know not to do business with them. So again, accountability, time wasters, scammers, and all that. And simply, due to it being so competitive, a lot of people use it, right? It's a big market, it's huge. So a lot of people use it, and then tons of people come and sell things. And so it can be hard to get views on certain items, because just like how just like with YouTube, like there's millions of YouTubers out there. Then like you being a new YouTuber, like it'll be hard to get those proper views. I get those views are so because of the market being so heavy, like there's so many people in it. So you might have a product up and it might be hard to see, and as a result, you won't the product won't sell. But the same thing on Kijiji. Kijiji obviously doesn't have nowhere near as many items as this, but it's the same thing where your item won't get views. Like I remember I had games up for sale, older games, and I had them for sale. And I only said 5 views. It was like 4 views. It was ridiculous. Four views like in the past 5 days. Like why the hell is it getting this few views? And I posted to many different groups. So they obviously have forums, right? So you can join a certain group and then you can post something up for sale, like anything, a book or anything, clothes or shoe, anything. And then but it's still saying like 4 or 5 views. Like what the hell? That makes me sad. That makes me. So your product won't be seen as much. It's not really the marketplace fault. That's just the market because it's being flooded with people, lots of people. And again, like what I said before, it's a lot easier to buy than sell. It's a lot easier. Like it's mainly a buyer's market. Like it's heavy. Like it's heavily geared towards buyers and sellers. It's not easy to sell on it. It's not easy. Like going back to it before, indecisive people, they're slow to respond. They take forever. They're time wasters and all that. So you know, and again too, like inconvenient too. You have to wonder if they're bots or something, or because like, if you really want to buy something, like if I really want to buy something, or if you do, you know, get your ass up, commit to it. Commit to it. Like, don't half-ass it. Don't waste anybody's time, or don't promise to show up and you don't show up on your time. It's just inconvenient and time wasting, and you gotta wonder, like, what the fuck is this bullshit? And what did I even? I use a person here, like, why did I even bother doing this? And when I could have been spending time elsewhere. So yeah. And sometimes people do it in spite. I believe sometimes the time wasters and the scammers, they do it in spite because they don't wanna do it the honest way, so they just do it like some fishy way or whatever, or just you know try it. They just enjoy wasting people's time, I guess. So yeah. So yeah, that's just a part two rant. And um, again, next video I'm gonna be looking at God of War. I'm gonna be comparing God of War 3 to X-Men Wolverine Origins. So I look out for that video. If you're watching this, like, subscribe, share the video, and you guys know. Thanks for watching.